Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to my craft room. It's time for some creative ink. It's time for you to get inspired. Time for us to create a beautiful projects today, and share that project with somebody that you love. So come on in, say hello. Let me know where you're from, especially if it's the first time joining in. I love to welcome you, and I'm Nancy Thompson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Skaneateles, New York, and I love sharing creativity with you. I want you to leave today feeling inspired. And today we have a simple, super easy fun fold today. You're gonna love it. I don't know if I've ever done it before. It's called a bay window card fun fold. And it's super easy. Hi, Colleen. Welcome. Happy Friday. Today is Friday, June 27, 2025. And just on cue, there goes my phone, right? Okay, so let's get showing what we have to share today. Let's see. Gonna do this. So here we're gonna use that beautiful motifs again. This is a stamp set, and there's a coordinating die set that goes with it, so it pairs lovely with the stamps. Plus, this is from the Beautiful Gallery suite. And then there's this other stamp set and a set of dies as well. It's got this frame in it and other dies that will die cut these, plus some standalone ones as well. All right. I don't know why I have that note on there. Okay, so what else do we have? And let's just take a quick peek at the designer paper. I kind of showed this on Wednesday. We have these beautiful designs here, and with the bay window, this creates, like, it's great for the scenic designs that you have in your collection. So this is going to be perfect, and you're going to love it. You're going to be wanting to make tons of cards if you have lots of scenic paper. Like the Thoughtful Journey comes to mind. The One Horse Open Sleigh would be really good. It's a retired designer paper. And let's see, we're almost done. So you get this comes 6 by 6, and you're going to get 4 each of the designs. So I'm showing the front and the back. Okay, so you can get a feel what's in the paper. Okay, so that's the gallery, beautiful gallery. And the last time I looked, this was still available, as well as this bundle if you have not gotten it yet, because it's part of the suite sale where you buy one thing at full price and you get to choose a second thing at half price that belongs in a suite. So you got to be careful. It's a little tricky if you're buying things that are from the last chance list. Whatever the lowest price item from a suite is what you get 50% off. Okay, and if you need help with that, don't be afraid to reach out. Good. I'm glad. This is kind of like a, Colleen, I'm glad you're excited for a new fold. This is a little different. Okay. Hi, Carol. Welcome. So this is one of the cards we did on Wednesday. Okay. Here's the landscape one. I like this layout. I want to make more of these cards. It's so easy. So there will be a tutorial for this in the next newsletter. So if you're not a subscriber to my newsletter, make sure you subscribe and sign up and to get in on the next newsletter so you can get those tutorials. Okay, so I guess let me show you the bay window, okay? So you kind of get a feel what it's going to look like. So this is what it looks like flat. So doesn't it kind of look like a window? And then it's all on how you score it. And then you see the bay window there. Right, so it just looks kind of 3D, like it's a bay window. So it's really a neat card, and it's not that hard to do. Okay, so let's do our scoring first, and then we're going to do a little bit of trimming. Okay, and if I get out of camera, oh, wouldn't you know, hang on, I just it's gonna somebody's calling, so, but they'll have to just call back. Anyways, okay, so let's score at our first score measure. So you have paper and pencil. Don't be afraid to score, okay? or write it down so you can go and recreate this before. I think this will be in the newsletter as well. Okay, so our first score mark is, we're starting with 4 1/4 by 11 inches, okay? And we're going to score at 1/4 inch, 1/4, okay? And then we're going to go down to 1 1/2 inches. And then our next one is 3 1/4. Then 4 1/2. We're almost done. And then 5 1/2. Okay. All right. That's all there is to it, because this is going to go, that's our halfway mark. All right. Okay. We're going to cut some paper now. All right. So the best way is all our layering. Well, this card doesn't show the matting. I did my other designs where the pieces were matted. So all your lengths are going to be, so I just are going to start with a 4-inch wide piece of cardstock. This is Secret C. And our first piece that we need is, what do we need? We need 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to just go on this side. So that way I've got more here. So I'm going to just kind of start setting these in order, because we're going to need to lay designer paper on those in a minute. And then our next one, so this is 3 1/4 by 4 inches tall. Okay. And then we need a 1-inch piece. Okay. A 1 1/2 inch piece. All right. And then another 1-inch piece. And then we need a, let me think here, a 3/4. We need a 3/4 inch piece. Okay, so we've got our panels here. And for the inside, we're going to need a mat that is 3 1/4 inches by 4 inches tall. Okay, so we've got that. So I got a little bit left over. That's for the next card, right? Okay, so let's start with our designer paper. So you want to kind of think, because we're going to need a 4-inch tall piece. So depending on the paper, I know I want to use this whole upper half, but maybe there might be a design. Let's look at this for a minute. Maybe you might want to take a little bit off here and a little bit off there. Let's see, which one was I thinking of? Yes, which one? Well, I don't know. Maybe this one. You know, I mean, you might want to take a little bit off here so you've got a little bit more of the sky showing up here. So you can kind of play around with that a little bit, okay? But you need a 4-inch, actually we need a, do we need a 4? We need 3 7/8 strip tall. So we're going to go like this on this side. So 3 7/8 is what I'm going to cut. And this is just scrap for something else, okay? All right. So I feel like somebody's here. Hello? Hello? Okay, I'm live.
Okay, that's what I figured. I'm going to guess. Make sure you got to guess.
Excuse me for a minute, guys. I think Jamie called. So you might want to call him out in the garage. Okay. Okay, so, sorry, guys.
Your keys will be on the stove.
Okay, so our first piece of designer paper. So we're 3 7/8 inch tall. And I got to look at my notes because I don't want to mess this up. So we need 5/8 of an inch, okay? So 5/8. And this is going to go on our first panel right here, okay? And now we need 7/8. Okay. There's 7/8. It's going to go right onto there. And then we need 1 3/8 right there. I think I've got this memorized finally. And then we need another 5/8 of an inch, right? Or 7/8. 7/8. Do you want to just kind of take your time and just remember, now we need 5/8. Okay. See, I thought Jack had already left, so that's why I was like curious. Who's in our house? Because the door's open. Okay, and we're gonna cut one more piece for the inside. So we just need a 1/2-inch strip. And I'm gonna just set that aside. That's gonna go with our inside mat, okay? And we just have a little piece of scrap left. Okay, so we're ready to start putting our card together. So let's, so here's all our pieces. We're gonna just adhere these on right here. So is everybody with me so far? Isn't this kind of easy? Are you making notations? So let's just glue these quickly. Here we go. And we got one piece. And then the rest will go really easy. So it's Friday, it's cooler here, thank the Lord. Oh, what a warm week this has been. We had classes this morning, so that was a lot of fun. And now it's the weekend. So I'm gonna work on cleaning my office this weekend. Pulling all the retired stuff that I haven't had a chance. So it's time to bite the bullet and just get her done. So that's my goal, is to get my shelves looking better, because my office, I cannot find anything. I spend too much time looking. So it's time to just clean up the mess and reorganize. Here we go. Okay, so we have our pieces. We're going to keep them together. And I might have messed. I got to get one more piece of cardstock. Kind of forgot about that. Let's see here. So we do need one piece of the same color as the base. That's 4 1/4 wide by 1 inch. Okay. There we go. I forgot about that. So you do need an extra little bonus piece there. Okay, so we've got our cardstock folded in half. It all meets up really nice. And the key is to burnish these folds really, really well to get your bay window to sit well. Now I'm going to fold this backwards and burnish that super well. And then this one kind of gets like gone this way. So we've got a valley. Then let's make this a mountain right here. And then this one will be a mountain as well. And then this little 1/4 inch piece will be a valley. I think we did that right. Okay. There we go. So we got a nice burnish. So see how it's like creating its valley. So we have this 1/4 inch strip here, and that's what's going to hook into this side panel that we're going to do. All right, and that's what's going to go onto here. This little last one that was on the very end. And it's important to kind of keep your design going, because that's what's going to, you know, give that cohesiveness of your picture window, right? So let's do this, and then we're going to add some dimensionals on. So this is my left side or my right side. So I'm going to just kind of flip it like this, and let's see. I've been using kind of the edge of my dimensionals here. Let's see. Got all kinds of edges here. Oh, is this a good one? Oh, here, this is a good one. I like these long, skinny ones. This is great for doing this. So I'm going to take 2 long pieces, and we're going to put some here, because we don't want to go to the this side of the edge, because you need to give room for that top to go under. Okay. So let's do one more set of edges. Okay, let's just kind of go up about there, and let's cut off a few more. And another one. All right, can you see the difference there? You kind of want something that you want enough so it stabilizes it as well. So we'll peel these off. And we're going to line this edge up with the edge of our cardstock, because it's the same height, and that's what's going to, when you pull this over, that's going to tuck right underneath there and catch. Okay, see how it just tucks underneath there and catches. Okay, so before we do that, now we're going to glue this one panel here down to the bottom of the card base. Okay, so that helps kind of make these two panels sort of similar. So let's go back to doing the rest of our panel. So this one, we're going to go from left to right. So let's add this one on. I like the layered look, the matted look. I'll show you the first one I did, and I didn't mat it. I think it looks so much nicer to have it matted. Okay, so I'm just centering top to bottom, side to side. And it's not too hard to, you know, mess them up. Or, you know, the size, they're all different sizes. And they only fit into one section here, one panel. Okay, finally. Okay, here's our last panel here. Here we go. We'll layer this onto here. There we go. And let's see. Got glue on my fingers here. Okay, so there's our bay window. Look at that. So let's finish up the inside here. Okay. We have, as I said, we have a 3 1/4 inch by 4 inch piece of Secret C, and then this is 3 1/8 by, I don't know, 3 7/8, right? Yep, 3 1/8 by 3 7/8. And I saved that piece of designer paper. I'm gonna go long ways with this. Okay, move that to the edge, and I got a little strip of Secret C here. Let's run a bead of glue down here. Attach this, because you don't always have to put your designer paper along the bottom. It could go on the sides or even the top if you wanted to. Trim off this little bit of excess. Attach it to our Secret C here. There we go. Got glue. You can feel it. Sure to get yourself an adhesive remover if you use liquid glue. And this will fit right into the base here. Yikes. Okay, this is going to fit right into here. See, having the same width, everything just lines up perfectly. All right, we're almost done. So what I took was, I took some of this, I gotta look at to see what the name is. Basic Beige Classic Ribbon is what it's called. It's kind of like a linen ribbon. It's really nice. Ties beautifully, so I took and just took a length, folded it over, and tied a bow on it. And we're using some of the words from from the Beautiful Motif. I stamped it on a piece of crumb cake. That's, we're doing Thinking of You. That's only 3/8 inch wide. And we're going to take a mini glue dot. Just put it in the middle here. Okay. And I'm going to just put it right on top of this ribbon, like that. Okay. And then we're going to take some mini dimensionals. Well, you know what? We can use up these little tidbits. They're sticking around before they just get thrown away. So let's just put some dimensionals on there. And then let's just, I'm just going to put it down here. Just going to center it. Kind of spread my ribbons out a little bit and give them a trim. I'm making them different lengths. So it's kind of neat to have different lengths. And that's all there is to it. A simple and easy bay window card. Isn't that cute? I like it. Okay, let me show you the other designs that I've got made. Let's just move some of these dimensionals out of the way. I've got about 10 packs on there. Okay, and here's our envelope to go with that. And then we've got, oh, let me show you the difference. Okay, what do you think between the matte versus the non-matte? Tell me which one you like better in the comments, okay? And let me figure out where my glue thing is. Here we go. Alrighty, there we go. So which do you like? Anybody got a preference? I like the matte, I think. So if you don't like the matte, then you just cut your paper the size that I did with the mattes. Okay, so here's this one. And this one still look kind of cool. Redoing the dimensions a little bit different just to have like this window across as well would be fun. All right, I should have thought of that. It just kind of came to me, you know. Might have to do that. So here's that one. And then we have this one right here with that scene. And then this just pops up. There's that. The inside looks really cool. There's that one. Okay, and then I like this one too. Here's this one right here. These make great Thinking of You cards, sympathy even, you know. There we go. And there's the inside. All right. All right, which one's your favorite? Do you like the floral bouquet, the bush one, I'm calling it the European one, or this hillside one? So anyways, love the card and matted. Oh, good, Colleen. Thank you. All right. So just remember, let's see, Beautiful Gallery is available now. So you can order this at any time between now and the 30th and get another sweet item for 50% off between now and the 30th. So things are kind of disappearing. So do it sooner rather than later. So you get what you want, especially, you know, like even designer paper. It could be designer paper from one suite and designer paper from another suite. You get 50% off that second designer paper as long as that's the lowest price item, okay? And I think that's about it. But if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And yeah, so I can help you. So have a great weekend. And I'll be back next Wednesday at 3 p.m. for some more